Wallace.
And I have Don Holly here with me.
3 phases, dressage, cross-country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently.
Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We're really excited that you're here. Make sure you check us out here on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and on all of your podcast players. And
That's really correct. You got it right.
I did it right. Awesome.
Hey, everybody. We've had a great couple of weeks and glad to be in episode 15.
Is it 15 already?
Yeah, we've got some great guests tonight. And I know that we just got back from chat.
We did get back from
So
chat.
who did you take to chat with you?
I had Douchey Terma in the advanced. I had Pioneer Archibald in the 3-star, and he was really good. Both those horses ran great. And then I had my little thoroughbred Ragtime Rebel.
Yeah, Ragtime.
Ragtime Rebel. So Rebel was good. He
From Maker's Mark in Kentucky.
Yeah, he was from the Secretariat Center, and that was actually kind of funny because he's really growing up. But as I was getting ready to start, as they were counting me down, the horse before me was coming to the finish, and they galloped right by the start box, and I knew I was in trouble because he gets distracted really easily.
Right.
You
should put him on Stressless.
I should put him on Stressless. In fact, I may try it, to be honest. They're a great company, I know, and a new sponsor.
Right.
So, Stressless, I'm going to try it. But anyway, he was actually very good, but this horse came galloping by him, so he's watching this horse gallop as I'm cantering off the fence 1, and the poor thing got the fence 1, had no idea it was there, climbed over top of fence 1,
God.
and I thought, this is going to be a really long day. But then he smoked around. He was great.
You got a visitor.
Oh, yeah. We got Foxy here.
Foxy's
Come on.
here. So going on, tonight we have guests that both are in love with the thoroughbred.
Yeah, so we've got Laine Ashker and Kelly Prather. Yes,
What's her
do you know her middle name is, I don't remember now.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
It's Lorraine?
She's sitting right there.
What was it again?
Louise.
Louise. Yeah, she's super excited. We announced that to the world.
It's not, yeah,
Yeah.
we just did. So you did super, look, I was super proud of you. I know that you have been working really hard to be at the advanced level because you've been there and represented our country at the Nations Cup and some other stuff.
Yeah, it was fun to have Douchey back going
And
again.
I watched you go. You looked fantastic.
Well, so here's
You
the
looked
thing.
like you were doing an equitation. I was like, stop looking so pretty.
As I told you there, I was up all night.
I know. This is a
woke
bad
up-
thing. You need to work on
This is me, though. Actually, I don't, because if I'm too relaxed, I ride horribly.
Okay.
So I woke up at 2 a.m., and I checked the clock every 30 minutes.
Right.
And then I went out there terrified.
But what did you check for?
I mean, just to see what time it was. And woke up terrified, but then I went out and I rode great. And Jen always tells me if I'm too relaxed, I ride horribly, which is true. So, yeah, and you guys had a great weekend, too. Briggs
We did.
rode great.
Briggs had a Couture there, our 7-year-old Holsteiner thoroughbred that Elisa actually bred, and it was out of her Leap of Faith mare. That was her 4-star horse, and it's by a Cormac line, which had all of my Ultimate horses. Ultimate Trial it's related. They're all related. So our family mixed all this together to get this 14-2 hand powerhouse mare.
And that thing, it jumps good. It is unreal.
Really good.
I'm debating cutting off my legs so that I can be light enough and then try to buy it and ride it and steal it away.
She's done several 2-stars. She was the only 2-star horse to jump around double clear in the show jump. Then only 1 second over in the cross country, so they finished second.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He's been working with Karen O'Connor with that one, and I keep on saying it's the next Teddy.
Yep.
Which it's a lot of shoes to fill, but
Yeah,
she
4.
definitely.
It's actually 4.
Yeah.
And they're small shoes, so it's not that tough.
Yeah, maybe not.
They're pony shoes.
They're pony shoes.
Yeah, it's
They're
fine.
not really. She's got a size 1 and so it's a little
So
bit.
she's got bigger feet than Theodore O'Connor. Then you're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. All right.
So then he took my one-eyed wonder super horse.
Yep.
So Ultimate Victory.
Yep.
AKA Cody, who lost his eye April 29th. Everybody thanks for all the support for him.
And he looked awesome.
Smoked it.
Yeah. I watched both those horses.
And you came up to me because this horse over the years, everybody, it's my 4-star horse, past 4-star horse. And he's always been a bit ditchy.
Yeah.
So when you're galloping down and you're coming to a ditch or a ditch in a wall, he's like that. doesn't miss a beat
No,
anymore.
he's like, it actually would be interesting to talk with like an equine ophthalmologist.
like Dr. Brooks. Yep.
And find out why that is, because he absolutely
You saw him.
more
You
brave
saw him
now.
going.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a new big ditch and wall there.
Which is not to say that it's not that Briggs, you haven't done a good job.
No, you've done
a
a
great job.
Well,
I'm just saying.
actually, they started off last year and they did really good at the 2-star level, and then we were moving up to the intermediate, and there were some issues.
Right.
So, I think it was at Rocking Horse when some bad things happened, but we moved him back down because I was like, look, it's not gelling.
Right.
Let's get some more 2-stars under your belt. And then the eye was lost, and then we put him out soon going. And
I mean, obviously, it was horrible, but it is interesting.
I thought his career was over.
Yeah.
And now they both completed a 3-star. Cody hasn't finished their 3-star since I had him in 2014.
Yeah.
And Briggs hasn't since he lost Brightwater in 2018.
Yeah. Wow.
So
It
was the first one together. I was super proud. And then Elisa on Let It Be Lee was third in the 3-star, their first FEI competitions together. That horse is owned by Rose Spillane and Donna Biggs. And then my horse, Munson Slew, was 5th, and then Sharp Decision was 6th in the 2-star. So we had a great time.
It was good, and they did a great job. The footing was beautiful.
Terrific.
It was a great event.
I do want to say that everybody out there going to horse shows, day one, wear your mask. Because we all
and actually before day one, the first day you get there.
Day one when you get there,
Show
when
up at
you
the venue.
arrive. And look, it's really easy to follow the rules. Mask on if you're not on your horse, period.
I just try to sit on the horse all the time.
I know, it's a good thing to
Yeah,
do.
that's the way I do it.
But anyway, wear your mask. We want to keep competing and keep showing. I've already had one pony sent home because people weren't wearing their masks, and I don't want that to happen anymore.
So then actually the weekend before that, we had Great Meadow.
Yeah, how about that?
And that was great. So Liz,
Are you going to read it?
well, I'm just going to I got a couple of the results here.
Well, we
So
already know Liz won it.
Liz won it.
On De Niro Z.
Yeah, and then
owned by.
Ocala Horse Properties.
Mm.
Yeah, Chris and Rob.
We'd love Chris and Rob to come and do something with our show.
Absolutely. And then I know Will Coleman had a great weekend. He jumped around great and finished in
Wow,
second.
what a cool horse.
And then Aaron Canara, which with Patty the Caddy.
And guess who else did really well there? Kelly
Louise Prather.
Prather.
Yeah, she had a great weekend. She won the
She
2-star,
was
right?
First in the 2-star.
Yeah, won the 2-star. Pretty awesome.
And also back to chat real quick. Zach, I think, is going to be on our show a couple weeks down the road.
Yep.
Didn't he run his first advance on direct
Advance. Yeah. It was
and
like
they did good.
a prediction.
He was like in the top 3
I
there
thought,
for a bit.
I'm going to have to talk to him when he comes here because when he bought that horse, he sort of came up. When he bought the horse, the seller wanted direct in it because that's their prefix.
Right.
And so he came up with direct advance, and I was like, that is brave. Like, direct 5-star. But it
Direct,
worked.
hey.
It worked.
I'm
he
telling
got
you,
there.
you put it into the universe, it's going to come to you.
It's better than direct limper. So that's good. So Great Meadow was good. And then we should actually maybe just kind of quick going back with Chat Hills, just talk a little bit about some of the results
Advance
there.
was Stormtrooper and FE Stormtrooper.
Yeah, so Clayton Fredericks won that.
And the reason that they won that is because Molly Tully was their groom.
Right.
And Molly Tully is Joel's girlfriend.
That's right.
Yeah, we're just announcing that to everybody.
Yeah, so congratulations, guys, on being together.
They're
That's
both out there watching. But Molly's a really, really, really good groom. And guess what else she's going to start doing?
dancing.
I don't
know.
think Joel will let her do that.
What?
She's going to start selling ads for John and Rick Show.
Right.
So when she comes up to y'all, make sure you say, of course, we want to advertise on the John and Rick Show.
Right, for sure.
Why do you keep on wanting to read your phone?
I'm not wanting to read my phone. I'm
We're
just
having
trying to get
fun.
some
We're
results
being
here.
spontaneous.
It's exhausting. Do you guys know what I have to put up with here? I try to have a plan, and he never wants a plan. So anyway, the advanced was good. It was Clayton was first. Rebecca Brown was second. Bobby Meyerhoff had that Fortuna horse, and that was great. He smoked around that.
We've got to go to somebody that's really important that's been on the show that won the 3-star.
Hold on.
Oh, come on. Alex O'Neill.
Right, Alex looked good. And that was the paint horse,
You had to
wasn't
look
it?
that up?
I don't pay that much attention to people that aren't named John. So The
You
three-star.
heard it here on the John and Rick Show.
That's right.
You notice it's John and Rick Show.
That was because of rock, paper, scissors,
And I used
won.
dynamite, which didn't work again.
So Alex, it was a paint horse, a gray paint horse, and I
Yes.
remember I made fun of him because I asked him when the Western Division was going,
Oh, shut up.
and then he beat me, and he laughed at me and said,
You
"Well,
know, and there's a
got
good
beat."
story behind Alex and that horse, and I think the owner really stepped up to the plate with him and really decided that he was going to back him and let him see where he could go with the horse, and he did super.
It's a
I
great
watched
horse.
him. I watched it come the last 6 months, and it's just made a big turn. And Ellie was there, his wife, and Fiona was there, and Ellie had a rough go on one of the horses, but I think it was just a little blip on the screen for show jump, but. They're always fun to have at horse shows and watch them interact. And I see Alex always holding his baby.
Yep,
and I'm like,
it's pretty cool.
He's a good dad.
He is a good dad.
You want to go back to your phone?
I don't want to go back to my phone. I want to go to break because
Oh.
we are ready to go check out some of our sponsors, and we're going to be right back
With Kelly.
No, with Laine. We'll be right back with Laine.
Laine Ashker.
Yeah.
Like
so
Lainey.
we'll be right back.
Bye.
Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
Hey guys, we're out here on the farm this morning filming a new commercial for Horse Trailer Pros. Big thanks to Matt for being such a huge part of the horse community. Take a minute, check out the commercial. I'm about to jump his fence right here, and I really hope that I don't screw it up because I spent all morning cleaning that thing up for the commercial. If you want a cool commercial like this, contact me or Rick and we'll get one set up for you.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, show-safe, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement. Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, and amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can-Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and joined now by the bird-loving, beautiful Laine Ashker. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having us.
And the birds' names are?
This is
We
Elmo.
can't see one of them. No, go the other way.
Elmo. This is
This way.
Barney.
Just-
Awesome.
There you
Elmo.
go, right there.
Elmo and Barney.
Laine, we're really excited to have you. And just to sort of give a little introduction for you, Laine's been a mainstay on the eventing circuit for years. She's ridden numerous horses up through the 5-star level, most notably, I think, would be Anthony Patch, that everybody probably knows. She's ridden around events like the Rolex Kentucky 3-day event numerous times, rode around Blenheim horse trials in England, successfully rode around Burghley. You were also selected to go represent the United States at the 2007 Hong Kong Olympic test event. And now you are rebuilding that eventing string while at the same time focusing on your upper level dressage horses. So it's pretty exciting, and we're thrilled that you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Laine, thanks for being here. Look, not only are you a great horsewoman, you're also like an Instagram sensation, a social media queen, known for your selfies, known for your birds, and also known as being my daughter's best friend.
That's right. That's my highest.
Here you are today. Yeah, exactly. You ride thoroughbreds really well. I remember you on Anthony Patch at many events. And I think over the years, we've come to know how much you really do love that horse who's still alive and kicking at 21. Tell us about what Anthony Patch is doing now and what he did in the past.
Well, he's actually the soundest he's ever been, which is funny, as any of us know. Horses can be a little costly at the 5-star level. We're good friends with our vets and Adequan and Legend. But I pulled his shoes off a couple of years ago, and he is retired. But he still stays in work because Al loves to be ridden. He has his nice Tempur-Pedic stall that he won at Rolex a couple of years back, and he comes in, he goes out 12 hours in, 12 hours out. He still gets his baths, he still gets groomed, and I ride him, I would say once or twice a week or every other week, depending on when I have time. He gets his mane pulled, his tail pulled, because he actually likes it. He's a weirdo.
I believe that with retired horses that, they feel more like akin to what's going on, and they're not just thrown out into pasture, because they still like to do stuff and still like to be, thought of.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what I don't do on him is hack him, because the ongoing joke that I always say is that you could torture terrorists by sending them out on Al on a hack without draw reins. He has never been a fun one to hack anywhere, even at home. So he does not go on hacks unless I really have to. I tried to take him on like a bareback ride to the cross country field just like a month ago, and I actually had to get off of him because he thought he heard cows in the background and was like about to start rearing, and I'm just like, you know what?
So if the CIA needs some help getting some information out of some terrorists, they can
bring them over to Keystone Acres. I got them.
That's awesome. So Anthony Patch was, as you promote your mother, Valerie, has found a lot of your thoroughbreds. Did she find him?
My mom, it was actually kind of a collaborative effort with Al, a lady that had leased one of my thoroughbreds, my very first thoroughbred that took me my very first FEI. His name was Fishbones, not his registered name. I named him. I was like, 10. He took me to my very first, I was 14, my first 1-star, now 2-star. My mom found that horse for me back in California when we moved out to the East Coast. And this lady, Beth Mueller, had leased him. And then she got this horse for $300 off the West Virginia racetrack. He was going to slaughter, and she's got him. She thought his head was pretty, and he ended up being too much horse for her. I think he threw her. So she sent him to Paul and Lauren Jaden, and Paul had proceeded to break his leg with the horse, and they in turn called me. They had no idea that I knew Beth, and I had no idea that Beth had owned the horse. It kind of, all these things kind of came together. And so they called me and said, hey, we've got this horse. They knew it had a lot of talent. They would not show me the horse for sale. They would not get on and show him to me. They just lunged him for me. He proceeded to lose 2 shoes on the lunge line as I watched him. And I said, sure, why not? I'll get on it. I was dumb. I think I was like 16 or 17. And my mom and I saw him. We said, wow, this is a really nice horse. And my mom wrote the check, and the check number was 666. Never forget that.
No kidding.
That is a great story. I've never heard that one.
It. Yes, never forget it. And they gave us 2 weeks trial. And I'm not kidding you. When we got home that day, because he was flipping over in the stall, he was freaking out. When we got home that day, I thought for sure I was a horse whisperer, and it turns out I'm not a horse whisperer. They were surrounded by cattle. The Jaden's farm was surrounded by cattle, and Al was freaking, like, that's why he was flipping over in the stall.
Wait, just to interject, thus the bareback ride, when you said he thought he heard cattle or cows.
He doesn't do cows of any sort. No, he can't see, smell, hear, feel, nothing. No cows.
I had a horse.
Ron doesn't do cows
or livestock.
Either.
Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Like cattle.
I do cows.
You do cows.
But I have had a horse that did not do cows.
Laine,
they don't do cows. It is terrifying.
How many 5-stars did he do?
I think we started 10.
You started 10.
We started 10. I'm not sure if we finished all 10. It might have been. I think we finished like 7. I think we finished 7 or 8. 7 or 8. Yeah.
Right. So I know just from knowing you that Burley was one of your everybody's biggest challenges.
Sure.
Not really a huge success on the board, but a huge success in your mind. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I get asked often what was my biggest success as a rider and in eventing, and I say by far it was completing the cross country, going through the finish flags. I will never forget the feeling, and it was at Burley. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a very mental person, mental in many different ways, but Buck would always tell me that I needed to always shoot for last place going into shows.
Let's stop. I don't mean to interject, but
sure.
But Buck.
Oh, Buck's been my longtime mentor since I was Buck Davidson, since I was 17 years old. And he would always tell me that I'm always too competitive and I'm too, gung ho. And so he always say you need to shoot for last place. And he meant it in a loving way, obviously. Sure. But my mental game means so much, whether, if I'm going to be on, then I'm on fire, which is why I think as a rider, I've been so inconsistent in my results. When I've had great years, I've had not so good years. And it's not because all of a sudden my riding's changed to be bad. It's because my mental game has not been good either. It's because a result of my weight not being good, because honestly, if I feel heavy, if I don't feel healthy, then I don't feel confident. So Burley was a really hard time, because going into it, both my horse and I were at the lowest peak in our confidence level. Al was super sound, and actually, I don't think a lot of people know, I crowdsourced to get there. So every penny to get there was raised via my social media. I made a hashtag of international. So international, the word international, but the last 2 letters was capital AL for Al. And I used that. That was useful. Their business school business college coming into play. Al and I crowdsourced to get there. And so I figured if all of these people gave me their money and believed in us to get there, I have got to I got to do it. I didn't have my coach there. I had my mom there, and with my mom, I have everything. My dad came in, I had people there that were rooting for me. I had some clients even come to root me on. I had Dag Albert help walk around the course with me. I walked it with some of the Kiwis. But it was really, really, really hard. And so basically I had to fight to get to that course. And when I finished that course, I started off thinking that we couldn't do it. And I finished knowing that we could. And it was probably my hardest piece of riding, but my best piece of riding to date. And, so for that, I was really proud. I was really proud. And,
I think you should be really proud, because that is, to me, that's what makes a successful person in any walk of life, but especially in eventing, is that it's all well and good to ride well when things are going your way.
Sure.
And when you enter a competition, I remember Mark Phillips once said he never won a competition that he didn't go into knowing he was going to win.
Sure.
And I think that has stuck with me for a long time. And at the same point, if you can fight and scrap and get something done when, you're starting the biggest competition in the world, going in there not feeling like you're quite at 100%, and you can fight for it and scrap it out when things aren't going your way, that's what makes champions. So you should be really proud of that.
Totally agree, Laine. And talking about scrappy, you're a scrappy rider. You're also a technician. You've come a long way from some bad things that happened to you that transpired into great things that are happening for you now. When we come back, let's talk more about that. You've got dressage horses. You've got event horses. We're looking to get you some more owners in there. So we'll talk more about that when we come back.
Looking for an amazing fox hunting experience? Contact Black Horse Farm, Fox Hunting and Eventing. Located in Area 4, Black Horse Farm and the Mossback Hounds in Elizabeth, Illinois welcome all USAA eventers to come join them for an introductory fox hunt free of charge. Ride with Master of the Hounds Tony Leahy and the Mossback Hounds over some of the finest hunt territory in the entire country. Visit Black Horse Farm on Facebook to arrange your free hunt experience and hear about the upcoming hunt camp in July. Jump for Joy USA has what you need for your private farm or recognized competition. Our jumps are no maintenance, easy to move, and affordable. No scraping or painting necessary. We offer jump stands, wings, fillers, water trays, and more. Poles are wood-filled and available in 4 weights and lengths. And we now offer octagonal poles. Our cross-country portables and brush jumps are extremely useful and have been used for training by the British eventing team since 1990. Easy to move from the arena to the field and no tractor required, so you can change your setup often. We ship coast to coast in the USA and Canada. Visit our website, jumpforjoyusa.com.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros as always. We are really excited that we are still here, joined by Laine Ashker. Laine, thanks for sticking around. And we were just talking in the last segment sort of about fighting and the toughness of being an event rider. And I think really the big moment for you where that happened, unfortunately, was at Kentucky when you had your accident. And I remember sitting in the infield, less than 100 yards away from the jump when you had your fall. And it was a tragic day. And, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But at the same point, it was also the start of something amazing, which was your comeback and your sort of transition to be, a bigger, better version of who you were. You were an amazing rider and an amazing person before the accident. And you were an even bigger inspiration to everybody after the accident with the way you handled it. And, you took what could have been sort of a moment where you said, some people would have chosen to say, this isn't for me, and maybe rethought what they were going to do with their lives. And you took it and said, no, I'm going to make myself a better advocate for my horses and my sport. And you came back hugely strong, which I know for myself and a lot of your fans, that has defined you. Thank you.
Yeah. Initially after the accident, the first thing I could do was I wanted to get back. I wanted to get back on the horse. That was the only thing that was my driving force. And then after I got back on the horse, I finished at intermediate that same year. And then after that, it was like, now what, and then I let the naysayers get into my head. And that winter I had a lot of self-doubt, and that's when the self-doubt came. Before that, I didn't have much self-doubt. I was a pretty confident person. Having said that, I will say that winter of having kind of I hate to say the word internet trolls, but let's face it, there were some of those. Yep. And the nastiness, it really made me sit back and because of those naysayers and that lack of confidence, make me take a couple steps back and not have something so much to prove. And, listen, I've really tried to always be a servant to the sport of equestrianism, of horses. But now I'm, as we get older, we get a bit wiser. I'm not in a rush to get to the level. I mean, clearly it's been like 4 years since I've been to the 5-star level. And yes, I would have loved to be there every single year, but I make my horses from the ground up. And if they're not going to go the level, if they're not going to make it to the level, then it's no use forcing them to do it. And what I learned from that accident was I was not going to let Frodo's death go in vain. And if anything was going to come out of it, I was going to make the sport, make myself, what I had control over, become a positive. And what I had control over is myself, and I can be a better rider. And with humility, like I said, being a servant, taking in what people had to say, what people's thoughts were. Like I said, I felt very prepared to go to the show, to go to Kentucky. That mistake happened 100% my fault. I mean, I take 100% responsibility for it, but it wasn't because I wanted it to happen. It wasn't because the horse and I weren't prepared. It was something that, crap happens, and no one should have to pay their life, nor should their horse have to pay their life. But it's a risk that we take. It's an inherent risk that we take with our sport. When we step foot in our saddle, we take that risk on. Yep. And I love the sport, and I love the horses, and I love the people. And I still accept that risk when I do it. I feel that I am hopefully way more prepared for it now. And through my grids, I try to be an educator. I try to give back to people, and to the horses.
Let's talk about, I don't mean to interrupt, but your grids, and you're talking now what you've learned from the death of Frodo at Kentucky and your recovery, because you had some significant injuries and you came back. You're I watch you ride, Laine. I mean, you're a technician, whether it's in the flat, I mean, because you are at the top of the leaderboard in the dressage and the eventing, and you are now doing dressage only, in which you've made it to Devon, and you're doing great things at finals. But let's talk about your technicalities, not only in the jumping, but obviously foundation for all of us is dressage, right? Mm-hmm. And you build that all up. So tell us how that all changed for you after the accident, of really understanding the technicality of riding.
Well, so I have to give you guys a little background story on my dressage. So about 14 years ago, I put up one Craigslist ad about teaching dressage lessons, and I had only one person answer it, and that was my one owner, Ann Wilson, and she had this Andalusian Appaloosa that she had bought from Wisconsin, and he was just being broke by the cowboy, and would I come and give her lessons, and would I come and start him? And I started him in first level, second level, third level, fourth level, brought him all the way up to the small tour, which is small tour, if you guys are unfamiliar, and large tour. Small tour would be St. George I1, and large tour bring Grand Prix Special. And
so can I make an interjection there as well?
Absolutely.
For people listening, St. George doesn't have Piaffe Passage in it.
No.
Correct? And then when you I2 moving up to the larger.
Yes, large.
So those are the technical two things short, and then you get Tempe 1s, 2s in the Grand Prix. So go ahead. Sorry,
absolutely.
I just wanted to help out.
And so with Anne, I don't know why she chose me, because she just strictly does just dressage, but she chose me to take on Diego up through levels. I've competed in the CDI in Wellington. I've competed and placed top 12 in Devon in the small tour, and taken him to championships, placed top 3 in all the Region 1 championships with him, and freestyles. I won freestyles. I won championships, St. George. And it's just been an amazing, I mean, she's really started off my love for dressage, and I currently have Atlas, who I'll be syndicating next year, who is going to be moving up to Grand Prix. I'm taking him to the I2 finals this year at both.
And BLMs. What is he?
He's Dutch.
Atlas?
He's a Dutch horse. Yes, he's a Dutch horse that I free lease, and I've had the ride on him for 3 years. He came to me as a third level horse. He had just started third level, and he's moving up to Grand Prix at the end of the year. Last year, I was very honored to have the ride for 1 month a horse that a very gracious lady, a friend of mine, gave me the ride for. I had him. My 6th ride was my very first show on him, and that was at Grand Prix. And
Nice.
I did 7 Grand Prix and got my gold medal on him. And it was a phenomenal horse, formerly ridden by Mary Hannah. And his name is Boogie Woogie, and he is now down in Wellington with Oded Shimoni. So through lovely people in my life that have given me these amazing opportunities, I've been able to become a really humble and student of the sport, and it's helped me so much in my eventing, because I mean really our highest level we go in eventing is 3rd level. So
Right.
It's really again, it's all relative to the horse that you're riding, but it's really a lot easier to break down the eventing tests. And where one change is where we would normally have in the dressage world, a bunch of sequence changes, it becomes a lot easier and simpler for the eventing horses and for me mentally to break down the tests and break down for my students and create better ringmanship. And it's just helped me so much more as a rider, in addition to my show jumping riding. So and cross country riding mostly. So
and it shows definitely.
So Laine,
Go ahead, John.
with all of that sort of talk about the technicality of the riding and your dressage career and your eventing career, obviously a big part of this is people coming in and being a part of your team, whether that's as students or people who want to host a clinic or people who maybe want to become a part of one of these horses as a syndicate member. So how would people contact you? What's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you if they wanted to do any one of those things?
HMU. I'm so easy to get a hold of. Hit me up on my cell phone, hit me up on my DM, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any portal, Facebook Messenger, text me.
So they just find you on any social media platform and send you a message.
Text
You're
me.
out there.
I'll put my
and tell everybody.
here.
We can do that too. We can make sure Joel puts them up for you. Tell us where your farm is. You're outside of Richmond in Virginia.
Outside of Richmond.
You are there. You're there year round. You don't come to Florida except to compete back and forth.
Yes,
you
and
go back and forth.
eventually I would like to come down for a month or 2, but right now I'm getting my boarding business up and running, which helps complement and supplement.
How do people come and board with you? Where is it?
I'm in Chesterfield. It's called Keystone Acres. It's like 600 acres. We've got trails. I've got beautiful cross country and indoor, huge outdoor, a gorgeous standard dressage court. I want to get mirrors put up. So I'm really lucky. It's an amazing venue to train out of. I always feel prepared. I train for Burley out of there. So, I mean, there's plenty of places to get the horses fit and prepped, and I keep the footing on the regular prepared. So,
yeah, I can tell you, I've seen it. Obviously we watch you with all the posts that you do for your grids and what you're doing and your rides, even your dressage rides in the indoor. People need to come and see you if they live close by, because it's a cool place. And I think you, as I've told you before, you're one of the hardest working women out there. You do everything. You're self-made, great family that's behind you. But if you had more owners and more people there, I think we could see Laine in big lights all over the place.
I would like that, but I appreciate it. And I love working with my horses. Yeah.
Well, Laine, listen, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. I'm excited for you.
And your birds.
I'm excited for you and your birds. So we'll definitely have to have you back in the future. And we're going to be right back with Kelly Prather.
Another thoroughbred lover.
There you go.
Exactly.
All right. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Summit Joint Performance, the injectable joint supplement used by numerous international and Olympic riders, invites you to experience the winning Summit difference. Made of all natural ingredients, Summit increases mobility and comfort. Win your class with Summit Joint Performance.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, show-safe, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show. We're here in Horse Trailer Pro Studios, and we are brought to you by a new segment presenter, Stress Less. Stress Less is a really great calming supplement that I use on all my horses, and John, I'm sure you're going to use some on yours soon.
Yep, absolutely.
But here we are, and we are in the studios with...
Really excited because, we got Kelly Prather here, and Kelly is a very successful 5-star event rider. She's ridden all over the world, got to represent the United States at the World Cup final at in Poland. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't remember now, so we're just gonna have to do it in the interview.
Perfect.
Well,
She's ridden around some very big horses.
Kelly's done some really good things. One of the famous horses, well, she's had a couple, but one of the famous horses is now Boyd's horse, Blackfoot Mystery, which she actually got in California, brought up the levels, got it all the way to 4-star level. And then Boyd took over.
Yeah.
So tell us about your journey. Let's start with Kelly Louise Prather's beginnings.
Perfect. I'm from California, Northern California, and my family has done horses. My sister always rode, and my dad started driving horses when I was born. So I actually started out learning how to drive Belgian draft horses.
Wow.
And
That's pretty cool. I've always wanted to. Have you ever driven?
No, well, yes, actually, I did once. One of my owners, Chuck McGrath, who owns Profit, did combined driving, and I went out, and it's terrifying.
Did you like doing it?
So I didn't go that fast. So Belgian draft horses are very slow, right? So I did that, but I used to drive, at fairs and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's a different feel, and I think it's a good thing to learn.
So is your family still in Northern California?
Still in Northern California.
So are they doing okay with all the fires and everything?
They are, yeah. Luckily, we're by the coast,
okay.
So it's not out there. It's a little more inland, but it's pretty scary. Yeah, it's still smoke everywhere. They can't open their windows or do anything.
So you got your beginnings there. What did you event right away?
I did pretty much, yeah. I got my sister's pony when I was born, basically, and by the time that I had grown up enough, when I was about 8, he was, I think, 26, and I did my first event on him.
Sounds like you.
Yeah. Pretty much born on the back of a horse.
Yeah, so your life went through, how long, when you were in California, did you just decide to come this way?
When I graduated high school a year early, and I moved to Ireland, and I worked for Carol G.
This is really cool.
And Paul Donovan. When I was 17, I turned 18 over there.
How did that happen?
I actually went over to do my BHS exams in England, and I did my stage 1 and my stage 2, and then I went to Ireland.
So to people listening, explain what BHS is.
The British Horse Society. It's basically like a college for horse, and you go and you study. I studied under Eric Winter and Lizzle. He's now the course designer for badminton. He was a show jumper then and kind of getting into eventing, and she evented, and she was a dressage judge. So I got trained Yeah,
Great.
in all aspects, but you get the anatomy of the horse, nutrition, riding, teaching, so you can get different certifications for your riding. There's stage 1, 2, and 3 for
we
all
have
sorts.
something different over here now. I don't. Do they model it? You might know. Did they model our program after
The ICP stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they've tried to, but
Right, but not
it's
so much.
not as it's not as. I think the ICP is great, but it's not as accepted, and so it's not as in depth.
Right.
as
I don't think they do
VHS
as much
stuff.
with like the nutrition
Right.
and the anatomy.
It's about
and-
teaching.
Right.
Right.
Whereas
It's about
VHS
being-
is about horsemanship. And
Yeah.
the whole deal, right?
Yeah.
Sort
So
of
you
more
can
like-
go through with your riding, or you can go through with
So more like Pony Club 4-H here in the
horse
United
care
States.
and then teaching. So you can kind of do it all. So I started doing that anyways. I got partially through it, went to Ireland on holiday, got offered a job by Paul Donovan and Carol G, and I was like, I'd rather ride all day long. So
Good choice.
Yeah.
I
So
moved
that
there.
started it. So how
Yeah.
long did you stay over there?
about 2.5 years. Carol went off on her own and started Fernhill, and it was just me and Carol, the two of us in 8 stalls.
So you were there when it started.
Yeah, it wasn't even Fernhill when I was there, just me and Carol.
It was like a baby fern.
Yeah. She lived in the gatehouse and I lived in the trailer,
That's cool.
it's
Cool.
it's
So you
pretty
like
amazing now.
you were part of the beginning
Very beginning.
of Fernhill.
Yeah.
And-
That's pretty cool. And Paul actually, I went over several years ago and tried a horse, didn't know where I was. and
Yeah.
that dude is a character.
He's a character. So Carol had, it was a huge part of Sportsfield, right? She had helped Paul build that, so she had the huge business. But then she started her own Fernhill thing.
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
And then what happened after that?
I came back home and I worked in California for 9 years.
Did you have a good business? Or?
I worked for Andrea Pfeiffer of Chocolate Horse Farm in Petaluma, California, and she owned a mare that I got in Ireland as a 3-year-old, and I produced her through the 4-star, now 5-star level, and took her to Kentucky twice.
That was
Ballinakill Glory.
That was a cool horse.
What year was
Yeah.
that?
That was 2010 and 11. I think I went to represent the U.S. in Poland in 2009, and then I did Kentucky the 2 years after that. So pretty cool to get to go to Poland.
I had to bring.
yeah.
I had to bring Matilda. She's
Ready for her
pregnant.
puppies.
We might potentially have puppies during the show. We're not
So
sure.
That
I
would be
just
awesome.
watching make sure that puppies don't pop. Puppies don't
Puppies
pop
don't
out.
pop.
Say that
So-
5 times.
Right. So that was a fun. Did you
Fun
enjoy going to?
time.
How'd you do?
Good. I didn't do as I had to stop and
Well, things happen, but it's
things
the
happen.
experience
But
that
yeah,
you
it
get
was
when
a
you're
lot
over
of
there.
experience. Yeah, I'd never done a 4-5-star then. I'd only done
I know
one
it's hard to
event
talk about
win
the past
it,
when you're
and
supposed to say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You can say
So
5.
how do you, just rewinding slightly, how do you get the horses to Poland?
You in a boat?
yeah.
No, it's on land. So you fly into...
We flew into Amsterdam.
Right, and
And
then
I
truck 'em.
stayed at Duda's in Germany. Then I
That's
drove.
Tim Duda. The Duda.
Sorry, we flew at Duda, and I actually stayed at Klata.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember it all right now. It seems like a very long time ago. But
We're
yeah,
making you refresh your memory.
like 10 years ago.
yeah, it's scary. Don't
Like-
even
but
say
more
that.
like 8.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
2012.
No.
I thought it
9.
was 10. 9.
Oh, it was
9.
9. 2009.
Yeah.
11 years ago.
11.
We listened super great.
All of us can do math really well. But yeah, no, it was a lot of. We flew.
And so how long is the drive? So you fly to Amsterdam and then you truck them from Amsterdam
Yeah,
to
so I
Poland.
stayed for like a week in Germany, and then we trucked there, and it was a long way.
Even like by West Coast standards, it was long?
Yeah,
Well, that's pretty long.
it was probably like 12, 14 hours. Like it was.
Long.
That's a big trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't just down the road.
Right.
So then you also did something really cool with a young horse, and you're the first American to go to this event. What was that?
La Lyon, Danger, the 6 and 7-year-old world championships.
So did you win the young horse at Fair Hill?
So it was a horse, D.A. Duras, who
Right.
Lauren Kiefer Nicholson has
rides.
now bought. She did a bit with. I think actually he's gone into the jumper ring, and I think he just did a Grand Prix with Matt Holberg.
And that was Debbie.
Debbie Adams and Tony.
Oh, Foxy's here too because
Foxy's here.
Matilda's here.
Yeah, so Debbie actually rode him in the 5-year-old class, and I think she might have been 3rd. And then I took over the ride and moved him up to the preliminary level as
Right.
a 6-year-old.
Right.
And we got on well and flew, and I qualified him for Lilium, the 7-year-old World Championships. I did Fairhill with him in the fall as a 6-year-old, and so he was quite a bit ahead of the game.
That's awesome.
He was a pretty cool horse. And then we did Bromont, and then I went over to Lyon. It's okay.
No, it's good. I've done a little research on like building viewership, and one of the things they say is you have to have a dog or an animal. So
I thought we had you.
No, this is perfect. So we're going to have a new animal
Foxy.
here.
Well, everybody
every
loves
time.
Foxy and Matilda.
Yeah, how could you not?
So that is a really cool story.
So it was really cool. Yeah. Leon was super cool.
And how did he do that?
Yeah, I was 9th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, super finished on his dressage
So
score.
you came back from Leon. It wasn't too much longer that the horse went to Lauren, or?
Yeah, so he had a break, and then Debbie and Tony decided they needed a bit of financial help, I think, with him.
Sure.
So they offered him up for
to
sale,
Mrs.
and Lauren had Mrs. Mars buy. They did a syndicate. I think they maybe kept 2 shares, and she bought the rest.
Well, Debbie Debbie does a good job.
She does a good job picking them out, and she rides them as young horses.
And they're really cool owners.
Yeah,
they're really nice people.
Yeah,
so that's very. Then tell us the next story on your list.
Wait, before we go to the next story on the list, why don't we take a break and then we'll come back with
And
the next
we
story
can do that,
on the list.
and because we're going to drop the segment off by saying, thank you, Stress Less. This was your segment. We appreciate it, and we look forward to having you on board for a very long time, and we hope to increase your sales of your product.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Jump for Joy USA has what you need for your private farm or recognized competition. Our jumps are no maintenance, easy to move, and affordable. No scraping or painting necessary. We offer jump stands, wings, fillers, water trays, and more. Poles are wood-filled and available in 4 weights and lengths, and we now offer octagonal poles. Our cross-country portables and brush jumps are extremely useful and have been used for training by the British eventing team since 1990. Easy to move from the arena to the field and no tractor required, so you can change your setup often. We ship coast to coast in the USA and Canada. Visit our website, jumpforjoyusa.com.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, an amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can-Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. As always, we're excited to be back here with Kelly Prather. But before we do that, one thing I did want to ask Rick was Stress Less, who sponsored our last segment. How do people find it? What do you do?
Stress Less, you can go on Facebook and Instagram. It's under Stress Less Supplements.
Right.
Also, you can go to centerlinedistribution.net and order it there. Or you can also just contact me and I can give you some information. We'll also have more put up on the show as far as their commercial and how to get a hold of it.
Perfect.
But it's a great supplement to feed. I have every kind of different type of horse. I have spooky horses, nervous horses, horses that lose their appetite, get a little nervous, it helps them all. And it's a great supplement. Here's Foxy.
Perfect.
Let's get back to Kelly.
Yeah, so Kelly, you had a great performance a couple weeks ago at Great Meadow with a really exciting young horse.
She smoked it.
Yeah,
it wasn't just great.
So
it was smoking.
Yeah.
So tell us about the weekend.
It's always
and
fun
about
to
that
win.
horse.
Well, it was my first time going up to Great Meadows, and it was a beautiful, beautiful event. Amazing old turf. We were lucky enough to have rain that week, and the ground was soft.
Course was designed by?
Course designed by David O'Connor.
Right.
Yep, and he did a wonderful job. Beautiful arenas, beautiful stadiums. It was my horse's first FEI, so it was his first 2-star.
Because I remember talking to you. We just happened to be having a conversation before you were leaving, because Kelly was a great person and helped me sell one of our young thoroughbreds out to California.
Yeah.
And as we were talking all this, she's like getting ready to drive up to Great Meadows.
Yeah.
Tell us about the dressage, because I think you blew it out of the water on the dressage.
Yeah. He's a good little horse, but he's taken a bit to get going on the flat. It wasn't natural for him. It wasn't that easy. So
What's his name?
Catch Me Cooley.
And you own him?
I do own him. I bought him from Richard Sheen of Cooley Farms.
Yep.
He had him for a short time. He's by Clover Brigade.
Wait, hold on. So you worked for Carol, but you're allowed to buy horses from Richard?
Shh, don't tell Carol.
That's why I thought this was a funny. When
This is
you're
great.
saying in the one segment about the Fernhill, I was like,
I'm not saying that
I know.
Carol and Richard don't like each other, but it'd be like
it's not
working
a
for Ford and
competition.
buying a
it's
Chevy.
okay. They all know
Yeah.
now.
Whoever has the nicest
So
horse,
your
you
score,
gotta go with.
Right.
Wasn't your score like a 23?
22. Yeah.
22.
Yeah. So
That's
he'd
awesome.
been gradually getting better.
Does
and better
everybody know how to
scores,
do
but-
math on 22? That's
No.
do you know what that is
Well,
in percentage?
88.
88%.
Take it away from 100, right?
88%, Kelly.
Yeah. And
I
it was-
hate you for making me do math.
Yeah, I know your son tells me you're not really
I'm
good
no
at it.
good at math. Anyway, so 22.
22.
Show
yeah.
jump was next.
Cross country. Actually,
so
they
it did the
it-
long,
yeah.
long short
Yeah,
format.
so we did Thursday dressage, Friday cross country.
Did you have to jog on before?
We had to jog on Saturday morning before show jumping.
jump.
So
Yeah,
this was the
masked up and all.
short course, but they did. So it was a CCI
Yeah.
2-star short, but they did show jumping last.
They did it.
Yeah.
Okay. They do that at Red Hill sometimes.
Yeah, so for the 3 and the 4, they did it show jump first and then cross country.
Right.
So
Right.
timing wise, they made the 2-star do it
Sure.
traditional way, which is great.
So
It's fun.
Was this horse always great cross country, or?
Yeah, he's very brave. He's quick. He's very athletic.
I wish I could have seen it, but they didn't do. I didn't get to see you.
They had live
I
footage.
need to go watch it.
Yeah, you can watch it on Horse and Country
So
TV.
what was the best part of the cross country?
It was the whole way through. It was quite fun. David made it so you had to change gears. He had some distances set a bit short, a little bit twisty turny, so you had to kind of gallop in between and
Right.
slow down and be careful and a little bit steady at combinations and then gallop on again. So it was a good fun course.
And
it
you
was
made
perfect.
time?
I was a little over. I think a 1.6 time. Yeah.
That's good.
So yeah, I
And
had a little
then
bit of room. I think I was 5 points
He was
ahead in the
his lip
dressage.
starts moving.
No, I had nothing. I have nothing to contribute to this conversation.
Well, then she jogged the next day.
We jogged, masked up. Running with a mask on is not easy,
fun.
but
No.
took
But-
some cool pictures, I guess.
yeah,
Well,
it's
Lady
kinda
Gaga
weird that you
can
have to
sing in a mask.
You can. So,
Did you not watch the
No.
awards? She sings in a mask.
yeah, but she's all about. She wore a meat costume one time.
Yeah,
so
I
whatever.
think
That was
she's a
old
different
Gaga.
breed.
This is a new Gaga.
It's all
This is
Gaga to me.
the Star is Born Gaga.
So, but isn't it strange? And I am not anti-mask at all. But it is very weird to me that you are allowed to ride and compete your horse without a mask, but you can't present to the ground jury.
Because you're not on it. You're
Yeah,
like
you're on the
8 feet high.
ground.
If you're running, you
You've
shouldn't exercise
You've got to
the
be
mask.
consistent, John.
No.
When you start asking people to be logical, it doesn't work. We're just not
Yeah, I
logical
think
people.
the
I
thing
believe
is
in
you
the
just have
power
to
of
make
people.
it simple. Like if
Simple,
you're on the
stupid.
ground, you have to have it on. It's not like you can't
What if
say,
you fall? Should you
Well,
put the
I
mask on
heard-
immediately?
That
I
you
heard
should have your mask
somebody
in your
fell
pocket.
off at a jumper show here,
And
and
they
they
got in
got
trouble.
yelled at while they were going to get on. That they didn't have their mask on. They're like, so it's a new thing. When you fall off, you have to like pull your mask
I
on
did read
as
that
you're
somewhere.
falling off.
I read that somewhere. So you went in, the dang masks. So then you took your mask off when you got on your horse and went into show jump. And he's a
And
good show jumper.
jump, he's super show jumper. Yeah.
So that feels good when you're going into the ring. You're like, This one could jump.
Yeah, I luckily had a pole in hand, but he's won his last 4 events, and he hasn't had a pole at the level. So I
you've
had,
won 4 in a row?
A lot. Yeah, this one was the 4th.
So you already had a hat trick, because 3 is a hat
Yeah,
trick.
I was a little bit, put a lot of
That's
pressure
an impressive
on
sports
myself.
analogy coming from you. Because
What do you-
the last time I was here, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, because we were talking about sports, and that's like Greek to me. And you pull out hat trick. I'm
trick.
impressed.
We
Yeah.
had a horse named Hat Trick. Why wouldn't I
Go,
know?
by the way, go Lightning. The Bolts are playing great. They just beat the Bruins, and they're
Do they bowl?
anyway. Yeah. So Kelly, keep
Found
going.
the same thing with that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get back to Kelly.
Let's keep
Anyways,
talking
yeah.
horses.
So you show jumped, you won.
I show jumped, I won.
Did they have money there?
They had some lovely prizes.
yeah.
Got a saddle pad,
Got M&Ms?
I didn't get any M&Ms.
It's funny because M&M Mars did, obviously, they're supporting a lot of events and doing a lot of support for our but back in the day in Essex, 3-day at Gladstone, they would have M&Ms and M&M characters all over the course. If you watch my old Essex tapes, you see the M&M men, guys out there. With
Well, they did have, when you walked in the stadium, 2 standards that had the M&M guys on them.
I know they did Bromont 2 years ago. They sponsored it, and they had candy everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you have.
I'm pro candy. So
I'm pro candy.
Yeah.
I love candy. I love M&M Mars candy,
Mars,
and I
if
love.
you want to send us candy,
I went
we'll
and
eat it.
obviously Buckeye. I feed Buckeye, which is an M&M Mars
Yeah.
product.
Yeah,
by the way.
super.
Good job.
So the trip home, that felt good because you won. So it
Yeah.
wasn't so bad driving all the way home.
It wasn't so bad. It was actually, I feel like, because we were kind of on lockdown and I hadn't left Florida in a long time. And I used to travel a lot. I used to go to Pennsylvania in the summers
Sure.
and Florida in the winters. And so just getting it in the truck and driving felt amazing.
good.
So like we got there in 13 hours and I was like, that was so easy and so fun. It's
So
just
did you
like-
stay this
Kidding
summer? Is
off.
this the first summer you stayed here?
This is my second
you're
or
So it
at
third.
wasn't
Longwood.
because of the quarantine.
No,
right?
no. Yeah, I live down here full time now.
So I'm going to tell you another story about Longwood. I was due to
Longwood.
you because I was driving in the other day with Daisy,
yeah.
and we're driving. Briggs and I are driving, and I'm like, and we know that there's different type of animals there.
Yeah.
And then I looked to the right, went, that's a bison.
Bison.
So I
Wait,
stopped.
so what? You have bison?
We have bison, we have water buffalo,
That's so cool.
we have bongo deer.
What are
So
bongo
cool.
deer?
They
They're
have ducks. They have
brown with
ducks that
stripes
sit
and crazy
outside.
horns.
They like
I
come
have
and greet you.
ducks.
It's like you see them on African safari. Bongo.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think Longwood actually is going to change from Longwood Farm South to Longwood Safari, maybe. Where
I need to bring Caden over and
So,
check this
and
out.
I can tell you
we
this.
might
I,
have a giraffe soon.
I know there was a plan
Sweet.
from y'all to let the farm rest, and it looks
Yeah,
amazing.
it needed
So when
it.
it needed to rest. I pulled in. I was like, they were right. It needed to rest.
Yeah.
And because it was
The grass
it
would
was
come back,
Put,
yeah.
Put hard.
Yeah, just so many people came over, which is great, a
Yeah.
place for everyone to go. But yeah, eventually the grass wears out and it just
Right.
doesn't grow back. So yeah, we've been letting the grass grow.
That's
and
great.
Letting it
I
grow
just
for
thought
the
I would tell
bongo
that
deer
story.
and the giraffe.
I want to come
They're
and
a little
see
easier
those.
on the ground than cross-country schoolers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure.
And what are the ducks' names?
Wacko and Quacko.
Wacko and Quacko the duck. I like it.
That's funny.
Awesome.
It's been terrific having you.
Thank
and,
you.
And I hope to see you continue on with this horse, and I'm sure it's going to fly up the levels. Are you going to hold on to this one?
I'm trying to. I did get a few phone calls on the way home from Great Meadows, and I said it would have to be asinine at this point because
Right.
I can't buy another one to take him. It took me a while to get him here. It took me about 2 years. So.
Yeah, I think I've said this before I ever knew you.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the horses that you produced.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know they probably came with a lot of money, right?
Yeah, not really.
Think okay, not
No,
really.
no.
Not
Oh,
enough.
sold with a lot.
Sold,
Didn't come
right,
with.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they had to do. It's
But,
definitely a number.
but I think you would be great on a team.
I would like to. I like producing them though.
I
think producing them is
I
quite
know you
fun.
do. I think that's really great of you, but
Yeah.
I think you deserve a chance.
Yeah. I have to have money to feed them, so hopefully.
Right.
Produce another one behind it.
Yeah, I've sold a couple good ones, so this one has a bit of money in the bank to keep for a little bit at least.
Well,
Keep it, do well in it, but not too good if I'm in the division.
All right.
But otherwise, good luck.
Are you going to a Cala Jackpot division in 2 weeks?
I am.
No, I'm
He'll
going to be
at
up
Blue Ridge.
at Blue Ridge.
But
yeah.
we'll come back and we'll hopefully have you on again sometime soon.
Of course.
And
Yeah, I was just going to say that actually we won't come back because this is the end
that's
of the
right.
show.
This is the end.
This is the end.
So long, farewell.
So we are going to
I
be
need
back
say goodbye.
in
I
2
hate
weeks' time. We are going to be
go
back. Please
and
stop.
leave this pretty side. I just thought I'd sing Sound of Music because I like it. All right,
Okay.
we're leaving.
So we will be back in 2 weeks' time. We're going to have Zach Brandt on the show, and it will be really exciting. And thanks everybody for joining us. We had a great time with Laine and Kelly, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Kelly Louise Prather.
Oh man, my mom will love that one.
Yeah, thanks
It's
so
like
much for
Thelma
joining.
and Louise. See you next time. Rick Wallace.
And I have Don Holly here with me.
3 phases, dressage, cross country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently